Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another phenomenal episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. He's the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living in the 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a young woman who recently made her debut on one of the most popular promotions in North America. No, we're not talking just in California, America as a whole. And she's also a student of Millennium Pro Wrestling. Everybody, welcome to the show, Johnnie Robbie.
Woo! That was a really cool intro. Dang, you're good.
Thanks. Johnny, how you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you? Can't complain.
Great, great. Yeah, first off, I must say congratulations on the debut. You recently debuted for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which
Oh yes,
I've I,
yes, yes, yes. I'm sorry.
I unfortunately I have to admit I've been off the grid with that. I used to watch it like like constantly, like every week, and I
Mm-hmm.
was I'm familiar with certain people like Howdy Price, um, and Heather Monroe, and several others.
Mm-hmm.
Just life happened, and I don't really have as I didn't really have as much time to watch a lot of promotions that I like to watch. But I know the prestige that Championship Wrestling from Hollywood has, and it's part of the United Wrestling Network, which is pretty much I guess you could say the NWA of the West, because they have several promotions under their banner. And I just got to
Mm-hmm.
say congratulations on that. That was I was very happy for you. You
Thank you.
know, I know that you're actually friends with one of our past guests that we had on the show, Lola Electra, and
Yes.
she talked about you. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have to
Yeah.
have her. So yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate you having me on. Lola's freaking awesome. Yeah.
yeah. I've definitely seen some of her ring work, and man, that debut is gonna be something.
You
But
know.
yeah, so you're in California, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. LA area ish.
Ah, okay. How's the weather over there and everything?
It's not terrible. It was a little like for us Californians. It's a little chilly.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 90 last week, and now it's like chilly. I don't know. It's California, so.
So I used to live in California for like a year and a month.
Mm-hmm. How was that?
It was great. It's I could tell you, for a person that lived in on the East Coast most of their life, going to California and actually seeing houses on hills, that
Mm-hmm.
was wow, that's amazing to say. There's actually houses on the hills. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I was there with the Navy actually. I was stationed in San Diego or
San Diego.
Oceanside.
I lived in the
And
Oceanside for a while. How funny.
oh yeah, it's pretty chill, isn't it? It's like a
Yeah,
pretty
I like
chill
Oceanside.
area. Yeah, I used to enjoy going there. I had my own little restaurants I'd go to, had a movie theater not too far. Uh,
Yes.
you had the train station that was right next to there. I used to take that train many a times to San Diego or LA. Man, I had so much fun when I was in California. Oh geez, I miss it. I miss it a lot. But yeah, funny story is I went to you're probably gonna laugh at this or you might be a bit upset. But my first time I went to LA, I was going to see a friend wrestle that I'd never met in person. And when I think of LA, and this is why I tell people, like, you gotta go for yourself. You gotta visit for yourself. You can't always go by what Hollywood shows you or what the movies show you. And so when I went to LA, all it's either two things. It's either you're a surfer dude or whatnot, you're trying to catch some waves, hang out at the beach, or that's how they portray it, or they portray it as, you know, it's gangsters, a lot of gangs and whatnot, Bloods and Crips and whatnot. So I followed Google Maps because it was my first time in LA, and I was asking, my shipmates that were from LA, I'm like, how is Southgate? Is Southgate good?
Mhm.
Because Southgate is, um, it's in LA, and I was like just curious and worrying, like, like, am I gonna get beat up? And am I gonna? I've never been there before, but I'm like that with
Yeah.
every city. Like every city I go to, I'm always like wondering how is it, and I end up taking Google Maps, and I end up take following it, and it led me through an area that looked kind of rough. So I was like, oh geez, and I was the only black person on the bus, and I was like, Father, I started praying to God. I was like,
Aw.
please don't let me get jumped. I'm not a gangster. I'm not from the hood. I'm from the suburbs. I'm just trying to see my friend wrestle. I'm not trying to get no smoke with nobody.
Yeah.
Luckily, nothing happened. Went to the show, and I did the fastest power walk I could to my hotel, and I locked the door, and I did not leave there until the next morning. So I told my friend that was from LA, and she was like, "Okay, come back to Union Station. I'll pick you up from there, and I'll
Yeah.
show you around." She got to show me like the Hollywood letters and the observatory and everything. And
Mm.
I gotta say, LA is it's nice. I wouldn't want to live there because, like I said, I'm an East Coast. I got that East Coast living in me, so
I get
I
that.
wouldn't want to live in LA, but I'll always visit.
Yeah, it's a good place to visit at least.
Yeah, I had some of the best food there too. Man, y'all could make a mean burrito. What?
Burrito.
Woo.
Depends where you go. Yeah.
There was, I think it was called Roberto's or Ricardo's. I got a mean breakfast burrito there one time. I was like, wow.
Was it called
And
the California burrito?
no, that was a breakfast burrito, but I've had a California burrito. I know that you don't know life until you've had a California burrito. With the You gotta have the fries. You could choose steak or chicken, but steak is more my thing.
Yeah,
And
steaks and stuff too.
you gotta have the it's not mayonnaise, it's the cream. What's the
Oh,
white
sour
stuff?
cream?
The sour cream. You gotta have the sour cream. You
I
gotta
had to have
have
a
that.
light. I had to have a little bit of it, but yeah.
Yeah, and I used to have that with a nice big glass of horchata, and yeah, that was my thing. California was so much fun, man. I miss it.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Yeah, and I gotta say that, speaking about the wrestling, y'all, I tell you, it's something about California, the California wrestling scene. A lot of y'all are larger than life. Like the show I went to, AWS,
Uh-huh.
everybody was like out there. Like if they ever if like if you ever saw these people, you'd be like, yo, they could definitely go on WB. Like you could definitely see them on WB or AW. They would stand out. You would definitely remember them.
Yeah. I agree. The lot yeah. A lot of the wrestlers out here are larger than life. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rebel Storm.
The name rings a bell.
He's very you should just check him out. He's very out there. He's a rookie as well. He was also nominated for Rookie of the Year. So
Yeah, I'm hoping to one day, go back. So I've seen wrestling in SoCal, so hopefully I get to see it in SoCal. Hopefully I can get to see it in NorCal because
yeah,
it's amazing, and it's a very fortunate thing to witness it. And I'm not just saying this because you were in front of me. I'm just saying like, it's just amazing. See, I got to see the Stoner Brothers. I know you probably know them. The Stoner Brothers, uh, Dustin and Derek, or Stoner Bros. I think that's the name.
oh, I think okay.
I got to see them in action, but this was like way back in like 2015. So some of the people I saw at that show probably retired or gone on to do other things. Yeah. So I gotta ask you, how did you become a fan of professional wrestling? Like, what led to it? What was the match or the main or the pay per view or the main event that you saw that
Mm.
got you hooked?
My husband's the one that put me on to wrestling. I watched it a bit when I was younger, but I didn't actually like watch it. Then my husband put me on it like years later, obviously. And then we're watching Hell in the Cell, Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks. So that match was the one that like I was like, I think I need to try it. That one like really sparked it.
Awesome, awesome. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. Those are two great people to watch. I don't care what
Hmm.
people say. Charlotte's definitely, she definitely puts on an optimum performance,
Yeah,
and
she's
so
great.
yeah. And whether they like her or not, she's definitely, without a history, is one of the best to do it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, literally a living legend right now. So.
Yeah, and Sasha Banks too. Yeah,
Oh yeah, hell
that's another
yeah.
one.
Definitely living legends.
So you said your husband got you onto it. Like, does he wrestle too, or
No, he doesn't wrestle. He did like high school wrestling, but that was it.
okay, cool, cool.
Mm.
That would have been cool. Husband and wife wrestling, taking on people like
That would have been cool, yeah. Well, now you can
yeah,
watch me.
kind of like Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae.
Oh yeah, but they mostly fought. I don't think they tagged much, did they?
Oh no, 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 they didn't. I'm trying to think of another.
There's Delilah Doom and Eli Everfly. They're pretty. They're married now.
Oh, right, right.
Doomfly.
Yeah, Eli Everfly with the green tongue, right? He kind of has like a
Yeah.
like an iguana or like reptile
Mhm.
gimmick.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that. Pretty cool couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you're a fan, like of the sport and whatnot, did you ever get to like go to any like wrestling, any like of the WB shows or Impact shows or in?
Mhm. Not Impact or anything like that. I've gone to a couple of WWE. I went to, was it SummerSlam that was in LA a few years ago? I
Yeah,
think.
I think it was. Yeah, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So I went to SummerSlam, and then I think I went to that following Raw. Not too sure, but I know I went to another just like a regular taping. Where else did we go? Maybe those two. I can't think of the another one that was in LA, but yeah, I those are the only two major ones I've been to.
Wow, that's cool. How was that experience for you?
It was really cool. It was like watching like my first wrestling show again live because my first one live was like an indie show. It wasn't a wrestling show or like WWE. So it kind of was like this. I was already training, so when I was watching it, I was like, it like sparked something else inside you. It was like very exciting, and I was like in the nosebleeds, so I was like way up there. But it was a different experience. It just sparked like joy in me.
Wow, that's cool. Something about WrestleMania that just gets you. Like I've I've been to three WB events. I've been to SummerSlam. I just went to Survivor Series last November, and
Mm.
I've been the first ever WWE event I went to was actually a WrestleMania. WrestleMania
Okay.
28, which was Rock versus Cena Part One. Like even though I went to SummerSlam and Survivor Series after, they don't compare to like the energy that you feel, going to WrestleMania, seeing fans all over the
Yeah,
world, just
that's
enjoying
true.
who you are and so on. So it's always a great thing.
That's very true. Everyone is coming from all over the world to watch it. That is, yeah. I don't know what that's like, but I imagine that's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, I met a guy from Holland, the Netherlands, and he had like a shirt on with a wrestling company, and it was I was like, what companies?
Okay.
Where they? He was like, they're in the Netherlands. I'm like, wow, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
it's awesome.
yeah. And I'm like, you came from there? He's like, yeah. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So before you started wrestling, you were actually a referee. But
Yeah.
before I get into that, and Rob is probably gonna have a bunch of referee questions because he's a referee as well. for
I was a
once.
terrible one.
But yeah, how did your training go for like refereeing and wrestling and so on? Like how'd you like find your school and everything?
So I wasn't so okay, so I decided one day I was like, oh, I want to be a wrestler. So I decided to like look into it. I found a couple other schools, but they're expensive. So I was like, yeah, I can't do that. Found MPW. I had to dig really deep to find them. Um, Showed up, started training. I didn't train to be a ref actually. That wasn't my plan ever. That was something that Ray Rosas did for me to help me get more ring psychology. Because, like I said, I didn't grow up on it. I never watched wrestling, even just like anything, in general, even outside of like WWE. Just didn't watch anything wrestling. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make you a ref because that's gonna help you with your in-ring psychology. Just help you learn where your placement needs to be as a wrestler and as a ref. Like it helps both on both ends." So that's why I became a ref turned wrestler. But um, we actually have been having more refs in our classes lately, and he's actually been adding them into the mix of it. So what I've been seeing he does is yesterday we're doing a spot where we had to be flagged out. So what he did was he had the ref in the corner, and she had to practice moving out of the way as we flagged ourselves out, and then he made her like switch sides. So I would say it's a kind of like a big difference in terms of like training as a ref, just from what I've seen, because like I said, I wasn't particularly training as a ref. I was training as a wrestler.
Oh, that's cool. Ray Rosas, man, that man's a definitely he's a popular guy over there in California. I'm not even from Cali. I'm all the way in the East Coast, and I know who he is.
Oh, that's
And I was really hoping that Ray Rosas we would have gotten to see. Correct me if I'm wrong. The tag team of PP Ray, which is or P was it is it PPP Ray?
PP
Peter
Ray,
Avalon,
Peter Avalon.
Peter Avalon and Ray Rosas in AEW because I think that would have been a pretty good team to see on the big
Oh
screen.
my god, I know that. It's really disappointing because I think they would have murdered it. Simple as that. They would have killed it. Hopefully, like speak it into existence that they can. And even if it's just a one time on AEW, I would just love them to just get the chance on there. They're too amazing.
Yeah, like if I don't know, like if I was, I understand that certain teams, like some people don't want to like bring in whole tag teams because they want something fresh for their company. But me personally, like certain tag teams like PP Ray, I'd be like, and knowing that the popularity they have in California, I'd be like, just bring them in together, man. Like put them on the big screen, that way they could get that exposure, and this time be nationwide instead of just in the.
Yeah. No, yeah, I wish they would have had a run. Or maybe they can. I don't know. Hopefully they can. Um, I don't know. I think they're amazing, and if they never do it, I feel like it was a missed opportunity because, yeah, they're amazing. Especially as a tag team, you can see like the bond. You can see how great and well they work together in the ring too.
Yeah, definitely. So you recently made your debut with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, one of the
Mhm.
popular promotions in the West Coast, and you made it with was it with Hell Bent,
Mhm.
Viva Van. I think her name is the Hell Bent Vixen, Viva Van,
Yeah.
first ever Vietnamese American professional wrestler. You made that debut with her in a tag team, and it was for
Mhm.
Hollywood. What was going through your mind when you walked through those curtains to that ring? Were you nervous? Were you like, oh, geez, I'm actually debuting for one of the top promotions in California? Or were you like, I've had enough training, I got this? Or was it a mixture of both?
Dang, it wasn't planned for me to be on the show. Thankfully Ray like called me in, and he had been telling me, he's like, "Hey, come help out, pay your dues and stuff." So that's what I showed up to do. And then like last minute, someone they're like, can you fill in the spot? And I was like, okay. Um, I didn't have enough time to process it until all of it was over. Um, but going into it, like, Ray started talking to me about everything, and he was like, "You got to remember where you're." He was trying to teach me everything at once because we didn't know I was gonna be on there. Like, he's taught me this before, but like it's different being there and going through it. So he's like, "You got to remember where your cameras are." He's like, "Oh, you got to make sure you do this and that." And I was just like, "Okay, like, okay." And then like I'm trying to think of like what I want to like do in the ring. Um, yeah, and it was just going through the curtains. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I just went out there and was just I did what I expected Johnny to do and or act. Um, and then it wasn't until afterwards that like, or once I was in the ring, certain times like it was weird to know I had control of like the things he taught me, like the camera work, how I should be running, doing certain things. Like it started clicking in my head. Not saying like I did great or anything, but I know personally what clicked in my head and like in training, and it just clicks in your head. I don't know how to explain it. It happens. Yeah, it was a spur of the moment, and it ended up. Yeah, it clicked. I don't know.
Yeah, and you actually teamed up. Man, I don't know how y'all did it, but y'all teamed up against, in my opinion, one of the most underestimated but brutal competitors in the ring, Ruby Ruby Reyes, and her tag team partner, who looks just as equally brutal, or is on becoming just equally brutal, Savannah Stone. And
Yes.
man, I would not want no smoke with Ruby. Ruby's the kind of person, if she would come to me and say, "Hey, you're gonna buy a T-shirt," I'm like, "Okay, okay, I'll buy a T-shirt. Just take my money. Just don't hurt me." That woman looks like a killer. I wouldn't want no smoke with her.
That's funny. Oh no, yeah, they're they're freaking badasses. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive. That was a pretty impressive match, and I'm glad you got that opportunity. And it's funny because Lola Electra and us were talking about, we're talking about who good friends with. She mentioned you, and she mentioned somebody. I forgot what the other person's name was. Um,
Copperhead.
Copperhead. I was gonna say Cobra, but I knew I knew Copperhead. Please don't kick my butt for this. But I knew
No,
it was
no,
something
no,
with like a snake, and I was thinking Cobra. I'm like, no,
no.
that's not his name, man. It's something else with C or K.
That honestly, I can see. I hear it. I see it.
But yeah, we were just she was just talking about two of y'all, and then lo and behold, like boom, like Johnnie Robbie makes her debut and we'd seen you before. You've been on our radar, to
Yeah.
have on the show, and the next thing you know, boom, she makes her debut on CFH, and I was very glad that you got that opportunity and so on, and I hope you get many more, and we hope to see you on W or AEW, and they'll be like, yeah, we just had her on the show, man. She's big time now, man.
Aw, thank you. That means the world to me.
Yeah.
Seriously, thank you. I appreciate you
So
having me on too.
hey, you know, you put on, you put on a show for us. You go into the ring, you risk your body, you risk your health for us. It's the least we could do, and very thankful for you to, we know you're a busy woman planning your next step, but we're very thankful for this as well, and we really appreciate it. And we actually have a question from our frequent listener, Bobby. How you doing, Bobby Batito? He's asking you, who is your dream opponent at Mission Pro Wrestling and Capital Championship Wrestling? Um, those are two, like, I don't know if you know, but those are two like all women's promotions. Mission Pros in Texas, Capital Championship Wrestling or CCW. They're actually in Delaware. We're
Okay.
actually we're Rob actually referees. So yeah, he's asking who are your dream opponents in those two promotions.
Mission Pro. Is Mission Pro the one run by Thunder Rosa? Yeah. I know Heather's there a lot. I'd like to face Heather. Because she's someone that's from the Cali area. and I've trained with her a few times. She was there on my debut as well, and she was great in the back. So I'd like to wrestle her, whether it be at Mission Pro or wherever. Um, okay, well, dream match. A dream match. I don't know. That's hard. I just want to wrestle everybody right now. So anyone that would want to wrestle me.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Capital Championship, unfortunately.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, they CCW, they were around before like several years ago, and then they took a hiatus and they started up like just last year, like around I'd say September or October, or
Okay.
maybe even November. But they just started up, so they're pretty new. But they've been making a lot of they've making a lot of headlines and whatnot. They
Mm-hmm.
pretty much making a lot of noise, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Well, now I know. Now I'm gonna literally after this go look them up. So
yeah, yeah. But they've been making a lot of noise, and they've had people like Kylan King and the Renegade Twins, and you know,
maybe I have heard of them. Well, like I know all those names, but like I just watch whatever comes up. So maybe I'm gonna like be specific at what I'm watching.
yeah, that's cool. But I really hope you get a chance to wrestle for both those promotions. They're pretty good to wrestle at. There's also Vixen Wrestling Revolution. I can't forget them. They're also in Texas. Hopefully, you get to travel there and wrestle different opponents and so on. But I just got
Definitely.
I just got I just got I just got two more promotions. I mean, two more questions before I turn it over to Rob. And my second to last question is, when you're getting ready for a wrestling match, or when you're getting ready to go to the gym and work out, knock out some reps or do some cardio, what are some songs you like to listen to that to get you in that zone?
Mm. It depends on what mood I'm in that day. At least in terms of the gym, if I go to the gym. Um, yeah, because like sometimes I can listen to like pretty like relaxing music, and that's like what will pump me. Um, Mostly probably just like hip hop, I guess though. Definitely not before a match. Before a match, I have to listen to more relaxing music because I'm already so anxious. I don't need to have like a pump or anything like that. But the gym, yeah, it's usually like hip hop what I am playing necessarily.
Oh, cool. Any particular artists or just like hip hop in general? Whatever sounds good.
Whatever sounds good for sure. Trying to think who I would play. I want to say Kanye, but like I'm only saying Kanye because I've been listening to him recently, most recently. Maybe like XX Extension or
Okay.
XXX. Yeah, his music's pretty like rock on, you know.
Awesome. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, my playlist is all over the place. I got rock, rap, you know, reggae, all
Yeah.
one big ball of confusion on my playlist. And
Mm.
but hey, it's whatever gets me through the workout that matters to me.
Definitely.
So my last question is, okay, now that you've made your debut for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, what are some promotions? And we mentioned Mission Pro and Capital Championship Wrestling. What are some promotions outside of WWE and AEW? Because we all know everybody would want to get a chance to wrestle on WWE and AEW because that's where the the exposure, popularity, and let's be honest, the money is too as well, and so on, and also Impact. But what are outside of those three promotions? What are some promotions that you hope to wrestle at in the coming future, in the near future?
Does like overseas count?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Overseas. Hey, if there's one out of space, if there's a promotion on Mars, you can put that too. You know,
Yeah.
go
Um,
ahead.
for sure, like an ultimate goal of mine is to get to Japan. I know you said not a major promotion, but Stardom. Um, but just yeah, to be able to go to Japan. Some other promotions that I would like to get on. Um, I was I was recently on Level Up, but that was in a Rumble. I'd like to be in a singles match, or like have an actual match at Level Up. Um, what are some other ones I watch? Trying to think of. Um, Not that major. And does NWA count?
Yeah, yeah, NWA, NWA.
Okay. And I'd like to be on there. Another small promotion. Small promotion. EWF here in like California. I don't know if you guys heard of them.
AWF?
EWF.
No, I've never heard of them.
Is it EWF? It should be. I think. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. There's definitely tons that I want to get on, but I can't think of right now.
Hey, trust me, I know there's a lot out there, a lot of promotions, and yeah, trust me, I know how it is. But I could tell you right now, I mean, being stationed in Japan, if you ever get a chance to wrestle in Japan, you're obviously going to see the country. Take it with a smile and go because Japan is that awesome as they say. I was
Really?
sta- yeah, I was stationed there for 3 years with the United States Navy, and I loved every year of it. I didn't want to leave. You know, Tokyo is great. Osaka is awesome. The people there, for the most part, are courteous. Nobody messes with you over there. It's pretty awesome. I like it there, and I'm gonna make it back there one of these days. I'm speaking into existence. I'm gonna make it back one day. But if you get a chance, go. The food is healthy over there. Even the chocolate tastes healthy. That's how crazy it is. The
Okay.
chocolate tastes
Word.
healthy.
I'm gonna take your word on that because I'm not a big fan of chocolate.
Yeah, the chocolate. But the thing with Japan is that they have some great like delicious like mochi. Mochi's awesome. There's also the green tea. I forgot what they got. This is like a green tea powder extract that they use.
Matcha?
They made a cupcake. Yeah, matcha.
I don't know if that's how you say it, but yeah.
Yeah,
MACH.
it's called matcha. And I remember this one restaurant I used to frequent. They took matcha and made it into like a green chocolate cupcake, and it tasted good. I was like, wow. And I remembered like when I used to go there, I got accustomed to drinking unsweetened tea, like unsweetened sweet tea.
Okay. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when I came back here one time, I would drink that like steadily. Like that's all I was drinking. Like I'd go around every store like a madman. You know, let me get. I want unsweetened tea, and I did that for like the whole most of the time I was here. And then when I was about to go back to Japan to my state to my base, I started drinking tea with sugar again right before I left. So
The worst. No, I hope you make it back. You will
yeah, I'm
make it
definitely.
happen.
Um, but yeah, but oh, it's also a long flight. It's like 14 to 16 hours, and you pretty much lose a day of travel. So it's like you're going into the future. When you come back, you gain a day. So I remember I was on a 1:30 flight from Fukuoka, which is the international airport, one of the airports over there, and I didn't get to here until I got to New York, JFK. It was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So you would think I was on a what 7 hour flight, 7.5 hour flight
Uh
from
huh.
outside looking in. But in actuality, I was on a 14, 16 hour flight. But they have entertainment and movies and things, so it was pretty chill.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy to think about.
But you will enjoy it though. I
Mhm.
definitely hope you make it there. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob has some questions for you. Rob, take it away. Floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on? How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, just relaxing, you know what I mean? Trying to enjoy this weather. I think we got that little Cali weather over here. It was like 60 degrees-ish, today. So it was warm.
Yeah,
You're like, yeah, it's cold. Over here is warm because,
I
the other day, man, the temperature was in the teens when I woke up in the morning. My dogs were like, all right, we're going outside. We're doing our business and going right back in.
that's hilarious. No, yeah, I'm always cold, so
Mm. Yeah, because I'm trying to look for some place to move, like a tropical climate or something. I need to move somewhere that's warm. Like I like seasons, but that winter, it's time to go. I mean,
I
I've
get.
had my fill of winter.
Will you? I hope you move and get your weather you like.
Yeah. Well, no, I like Delaware. All my family's around here, and it's pretty cool. Tax-free shopping. I mean, it's cheap to live here, so
It's true.
Plus, I own land, and in my own place. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, yeah, no, I don't
You're
want to.
good there. Yeah, no need to leave.
Yeah. So how was LA today? I mean, how was your day today? Was it a good day today? Anything crazy happened?
No, today nothing really crazy happened. Did anything crazy happen? No. The weather was actually nicer today than it has been.
Oh, that's good. Now, is it true in LA that like I've heard that you can't really walk anywhere. You got to drive somewhere. There's no such thing as like really public transportation. Really, it's like yeah, you got to get on the highway. It's like 7-lane traffic. Da, da, da. Is that true?
Like you mean like is it
Like
hard to
say you
travel to other places or
not like in LA, like get around in LA, like say you're at your house and you and your husband are like, hey, let's go see a ball game or let's go out to a restaurant or let's
uh-huh.
go do this. Like, is it like like oh we gotta hit the highway and da, 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 is it stuff like that?
Yes and no. So like
Mm.
I'm from like the Covey. I actually live in like 30 minutes from like LA, depending what LA part. We'll say 30
Okay,
minutes. Um, so yeah, I would have to take the freeway, but we do have train, like a train station's like 10 minutes from me and I can just walk to it. Um,
okay,
that'll take me all the way down. There's buses, but buses are buses. But I guess for the most part, you would have to use your car. But if you're like in downtown LA, you can get around on scooters. And
okay.
yeah, there's because everything's so close. But other than that, like, I guess you have to jump on the freeway.
That's cool. Yeah, because I've never been to the West Coast yet. I'm gonna migrate out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to prepare myself what I need to do and how I gotta get around and stuff. Whenever I eventually move out there, or not move, but go visit out there.
Okay. I suggest if you're gonna want to go to LA, I guess find something that's not too far out from downtown, and then you can just grab a scooter and just travel around like the city that way. If you want to go like deeper down, like West Hollywood and stuff like that, there's Lyfts and Ubers and stuff, so that way you don't have to drive because it is crazy. Like they're not kidding when they say the traffic's crazy and that LA drivers are crazy. Like it really is.
Yeah, because yeah, I'd like to go try. Are you near Hollywood? Like you've probably been there before and stuff. Like
Yeah,
checking it out.
I have, but I'm like 45 minutes to an hour from it, so
That's pretty
with
cool. Yeah,
traffic.
I'd like to. I'd like, yeah, well, I'd probably hit that Hollywood up. I do want to go to San Francisco just to see that road where it goes curve and all like that you see in the movies and stuff. I do want to kind of see that like
Oh,
Full House or whatever, like
yeah,
where they're near something. Yeah, that'd be
that would
pretty
be
cool.
cool. Yeah, you just take a trip up, just do a trip everywhere.
Yeah, because I've never been there, so I would definitely do touristy stuff. You know what I mean? I act like Crocodile Dundee because everybody thinks I'm like
Oh,
all southern and backwoods. So I'm just like a car. What's a car? What I mean? I'd be out there doing that stuff. People like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Walkabout Creek.
that's hilarious. No, they'll accept you.
That's right. So you were mentioning that you started out, kind of as a ref, but you're trained as a wrestler, but you were refing a little bit. Yeah, how
Mhm.
was that ref journey of yours? What was your first match like? You said you weren't particularly very very good or whatever. Was it like like because ref you gotta learn you gotta remember a bunch of stuff and all like try to you know It's
you
kind of
know,
wild.
yeah, it's I gained a lot of respect for refs. Not that I didn't have any for them, but like I never put into that no one puts into thought how hard it is to be a ref. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And especially a good ref. If you have like an actually good ref, then it's probably they're a thousand. It's a yeah. Um, at first, my first match. What was my first match? I don't remember who my first match was, but I wasn't happy about being a ref because like
Mm.
that's not what I wanted. I was like, I don't want to be a ref. But in the end, I actually really enjoyed it. So, and it helped a lot.
Now, when you went out there, did you hear the crowd and all? Because I've been to like wrestling shows and sat in the crowd. You know, you hear everybody like, talking. Da, da, da. Now, when I got in the ring for my first ref match, I'm waiting. The workers come out and all. It's like I didn't hear anything. It was just like I was communicating. The only time I heard something was they're like, "Let's go," whoever, "Let's go." Did you find that the same thing with you or?
So you're saying you couldn't hear the crowd once like the
Yeah,
match was
I
going
couldn't.
on because you were so
Yeah. I was
focused.
like, yeah. I was focused on the man. I couldn't hear anybody talking. Like, like once in a while I might hear like, oh, pick up the count rep, or like they're cheering a wrestler on. But other than that, it was like quiet. You know what I mean? Like it was weird. It was crazy.
Yes. Um. So sorry. Yeah, that would happen. A lot with me, and just like you said, like obvious sounds or like someone being loud enough, I would pick up on and be like, "Shut up! Stop telling me things." I'd get like upset a bit, but I'm right back to it. My biggest issue was that I would be too into the match. There was one time
Mm,
where I was watching my friend, and his name, and he was like doing like a spot in the corner. And I started dying laughing, and I was watching it, and he's in the corner, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then I was like, "Oh wait, get out of the corner!" And each other. And then I started my count, but it had already been like 5 seconds. But I was just
yeah.
too busy watching.
Yeah. Because I sometimes that'll happen to me too. I'm in a match. They're like getting it in. They're just like throwing each other. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm sitting here. I'm trying to. Like I'll be in the ring with like 200-300 pound dudes. They're slamming each other. I'm jumping up. Oh, I'm about to fall down. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to.
Yeah, literally, that's pretty much how it is.
Yeah. The only thing I had kind of is during tag matches when they do the hot tag or whatever. I'm trying not to. I don't want to be in anybody's way. It's like let me just stand over in my area. Just like I get
Yeah,
out of the way. Other than that, I feel like it's not bad. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it ends up being really fun, especially because like you're involved but not involved. Like now that I'm a wrestler, I'm like, it's so fun to just watch from like right then and there.
Oh yeah. I'll sit there and I'm just like, oh man, these are some awesome matches. What I mean, I get ref title matches and all that stuff. Plus, what I mean, when you're a ref, you go out there, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches or whatever. What I mean, you get a lot on tape or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty
Have you
cool.
ever I have a question, sorry. Have you ever done
Go
like an
ahead.
entire show?
No, not by myself. I've had
No.
help. Now my first show, it was me and the guy I trained with. We're greener than goose shit. You know what I mean? What do you want to say? And they had some vet refs coming in to help us out. Well, they called out or whatever. Didn't show up, so it was just us two. What I mean? Then they got one of the young wrestlers come wrestle. So we were just it was all green refs, and I was like, oh, we did it. We did the thing. You know what I mean? So. Whew.
Dang. I've done so many, like I can't even count how many shows I've done where I was the only ref.
Mm,
It was only like 5 to 6 matches, but man, it's tiring.
yes.
Um yeah, that's hilarious. Like even just this past Friday at MPW, our ref had a ref the entire show.
Mm. Now I know Saturday we have a show. I think I'm gonna ref a lot of the matches there because my training partner, him and his wife are going out for her birthday. They're gonna be out of town, so it's pretty much just me and like a couple of the young guys. What I mean, I guess I'm the vet, over there.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna have the bulk of the matches. Because they told me in training the other day, they're like, oh, we're gonna put all the stuff on you and all. I'm like, oh, bring it on, let's go. What I mean, I got this.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, we can do that. So I gotta ask, when is your next show? Do you have one coming up? Is it this weekend or next weekend?
I have one tomorrow and I have one Saturday.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Mhm.
are they near you? Around your area?
Yeah, one's in Chatsworth, MPW, and then the other one's in LA.
Ooh, nice.
Mhm.
Now, now MPW. When I was doing some research and stuff, who was that dude in the black shirt that you beat up? Did he say what did he say to you and stuff? Because man, that was a vicious beatdown you gave him. You know what I mean? I can't remember. I can't remember the guy's name. I think it was on your Instagram or something or Twitter.
Okay,
I seen
okay,
the
okay.
video. I was like, "Woo!" I don't know what he said to you, but yeah, it was vicious. I even wrote that
Recently,
down.
right?
Vicious.
Recently?
I think so.
Fairly recently, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, what did he? Oh, he spit.
Ooh, yeah.
He
Okay.
spit, and I was like, ew. So, you know, I had to handle him. Mhm.
I'm with you on that. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. And then I was also when I was doing research and stuff, I seen a picture of you jumping out of a perfectly working plane and stuff. Now, are you one of those people that like to, almost die? You go out to the rapids and climb, mountains and all that stuff,
Dang, I didn't even think of it like almost dying. I just,
I always tease friends that do that, and they're like, "Oh, I want bungee jump," and then you like almost die. Oh, you get that thrill. I'm like, I'm good.
yeah, yes. Yeah, I do like doing near death experiences, I guess.
Extreme sports, yeah, there
Extreme
you go.
sports, yeah. Yeah, I only went once skydiving. I'd like to do it again, maybe get my license so I can start jumping on my own.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like I guess I just like like activities, I don't know. I'm very like out like sports stuff. I mean, yeah.
Now I've never jumped out of a plane. I could probably be talked into doing that actually, like, but yeah, I'd have to have somebody, like strapped to me or whatever, like, yeah, yeah, because I don't know how I'm gonna act, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm gonna close my eyes the whole time, just be like, please, please let me over. I'm like, this is awesome, you know what I mean? So,
It's however your body reacts cuz I'm kind of scared of heights and I've never been on a plane before. That was the first time kind technically. Um so I was excited on the plane. It felt like nothing. But then they opened the door and I was like, "Okay, cool." And it just happened so quick. Everyone kept going and then it was my turn. And I had an old man on me. And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Are you ready?" And they're like, "Yeah." And like, "We're going." And they go, one, two. Oh shit, I'm doing that wrong. Yeah, one, two, and then the third one you jump out. And he goes on the second one, but like I can feel my body like I kind of like pulled back to where like he had to kind of push. Like it
mm.
was just the natural instinct that like I was ready. Like I wasn't trying to stop myself, but it was just like yeah, I felt him push me to like give me the like throw myself out.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, it felt amazing. As soon as I was out, I was like, oh, this is nice.
Now, how much? What was it like? Yeah, like it probably felt like you were flying forever, but it was probably like what, like 10, 20 seconds, something like that, 30 seconds.
I don't know how long it was. I know that like when you jump out, that's not very long. That's maybe like
Mm,
10 seconds.
okay,
The float down, maybe like a couple minutes, like 2 5
okay.
minutes, if that. Yeah. Um yeah, the when you jump out and you don't have your parachute out, that's not very long. That's a couple seconds. And then you're floating and it's just like, oh, it's
So
nice.
when you hit the so when you hit the ground, you're like, yeah, can we pack this shoot up and go up again? Let me do one more.
Literally, that's what I felt like doing.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh man. Now I do gotta ask, like traveling around, wrestling shows in California and stuff. Do you have any, funny travel stories? Like, because I know y'all, depending on where you go, y'all have some crazy monsters out there. Like Sasquatch, maybe some chupacabras, and I don't know if you got Jersey Devils over there, but yeah, have you, anything happen like that, or just some, nothing too exciting.
Um, I haven't traveled too much in terms of wrestling related. Um, Everything I have traveled to, it's only like a couple hours.
Mm.
Can't think. Just like they're just fun. I guess the traveling I have done is just fun, like dancing in the car, or not dancing in the car, but like singing in the car to like weird songs. That, yeah.
Yeah.
We just, yeah, and nothing too crazy though that I can think
Hey, I dance in the car too and sing songs.
of.
You know, what I mean, you can catch me. Sometimes you might pull up to a stoplight if you're pulled next to me. You know, you catch me on the right song over there.
Exactly.
Or if I'm listening to Soldier Boy, you know, I'm like, stuff like that. You know, like, Yeah, I look over and people are they're all, everybody's got their phone out like this. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, what's up?
That's hilarious.
Now I do gotta ask, I'm always stuck watching the same, movies, TV shows and stuff, like comfort shows, you know what I mean? And I always ask, what new movies and shows are you watching, because I'm always trying to find something new, to add the queue or whatever you call it.
Okay. I have a lot. I watched a lot of TV or movies.
Sweet.
Um, right now I've been watching Peacemaker.
Oh
Mm,
yes. Did
yeah,
you finish
Peacemaker.
it yet?
I'm caught up. I don't know if. Oh, today there's a new episode. You're ahead of me,
Yeah,
so
yeah, it was the what season finale.
today's the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was it a good one? Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna pop at the end. You're gonna pop at the end. I'll say that.
I
You're
Okay.
gonna
definitely
pop.
have to watch it. I haven't started watching it, so y'all, please, no spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was good. It's Peacemaker. Yeah,
Uh,
but you're gonna pop at the end.
yeah. Peacemaker, Euphoria. Um, the Kanye documentary that's on Netflix. What's the most recent one that was really? I watched this Korean show, um, on Netflix. What's one that I can recommend to you?
Squid Games.
Squid Games is cool. Um, I'm a very like when I say I'm a fanatic, like Squid Games is basic to me. Uh, what's another one? Dang, I feel like I need to pull up my Netflix list.
Now
Uh,
I did hear Stranger Things part 4 or season 4 is coming out this year. I
oh
think
yeah,
finally in
like
October.
finale. It's like done now.
Hmm. Yeah, because
That's
I seen somebody post on there. They're like, man, this show's still out. They're like, season 1, Obama was still president. I'm like, oh man, that was a long time ago, man. We're all like, yeah, there's been a couple presidents since then.
yeah, damn, I didn't even realize that. Dang.
Yeah, I don't know if it was true or not. I mean, they just said that. I'm like, man, there has been a couple presidents. Because I was like, it's season 4. That's it. I mean, this show's been around forever. It felt like.
That's funny. Hmm. Show. I have to think of it. I'll have to think of one because I know there's something I've watched recently, but I can't think of what show it is. Have you seen Demon Slayer?
I don't think so. No, is
Demon
that on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's an anime. Um
Okay, I like anime.
okay, yeah, fairly popular. I would suggest that one, I guess. Um yeah, I suggest watching that one. There's a few other little animes I watch, but I don't know how much you watch.
Yeah, well, I'm not like my brother. My brother, that's like all he'll watch. Yeah, what's it, Crunchyroll and all that. What I mean, yeah, he knows all the anime. He'll be like, hey, for like birthdays, Christmas, hey, can you give me a shirt of this show? I'm like, what in the world? And I'm like, oh, this show looks awesome. Why have I not heard of this, man? Oh man.
So good, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's probably watched every Dragon Ball Z. I mean, the new evolution, all that. And I'm like. I remember we were kids, I mean, he'd be up to, cartoon or Adult Swim, like midnight or whatever it was. He was watching Dragon Ball Z and stuff. But all right, yeah, there you go.
That's awesome.
Now, what was the anime that got you into anime or show or whatever?
Naruto.
Okay.
Naruto. It's I've seen a good amount of anime after Naruto. I haven't watched Dragon Ball if I'm being honest. If I'm also being honest, it doesn't really catch my interest. But I also haven't given it the time of day. Anyways, um Naruto, yeah, I've watched a bunch of other animes after, but I think that may be like my number one. I love it. It's, yeah.
Now, I didn't know what anime was when I was a kid. This kid, he was telling us about it. Now, I watched like Voltron and Transformers, stuff like that, and all. But this kid was like telling me about this movie Akira. He's telling us all about this movie Akira. Akira. We're like, what? He's like, oh man, they're all violent and all. We're like, there's no cartoon that violent. He brought that tape into school the next day, and we watched it, during recess and stuff and all. We're like, this is like the most awesome thing we have ever seen in our life. Like what is it called? How do you spell like, where can we get it? And it was like, you can't go to the video store. You gotta like order it. And I was like, oh man, yes.
Yeah, anime's insane. There's no words because like it's technically meant. I don't know if it's meant for kids, but mostly kids watch it. But it's
Mhm.
some real crap going on those shows, and like
Oh
really
yeah.
brutal. Like some of them I can't even watch. Like, have you seen Goblin Slayer?
No.
Ask your brother about it, okay? And then get back
Goblin
to me. Like,
Slayer.
you can DM me and just tell me, like, hey, I asked my brother about Goblin Slayer, and tell me what his opinion or what his reaction was.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, because there are a lot of them that are like that. It's like, woo! Oh man.
First episode of Goblin Slayer, I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, it's like, I'll turn on there and it's like, it's just this blood, guts, and booty everywhere. You're like, all right, okay, here we go. I'm in for a ride. Here we go.
Literally.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wrote that down. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna ask him about that. He'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, man, this." Da, 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 da." I'm like, "Oh, all
If
right,
he's
cool."
into it, I'm sure he's seen it. That's why I'm saying, like, ask him.
Yeah, I have another friend. He's into anime too, man. That's all. Yeah, he watches that too. A lot of stuff on YouTube and all that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because he gets mad. Yeah, my brother does too. Because I've never watched the Pokemon anime. I just played the games, and sometimes I'll try to pronounce the names of the Pokemon. They'll just get mad at me. They're like, "You need to watch the anime." You know what I mean? This is what it says. I'm trying to pronounce it, and I'm like, "Just tell me what it is."
Mm-hmm.
And they just mess with me. They tease me like, just watch the show. All right.
I get that.
So, yeah. Before I pass it on back to Remy, I do want to ask. I did hear some dogs in the background. You're a dog lover too.
Yeah, I have 3 pups.
Ooh, what do you have? I have three also.
Oh, nice. I have a. I always get lost with them. Okay, Money is a Pomeranian. Midas is a Siberian Husky, and Grim is a standard poodle.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you got little two small ones and a big one.
I have small, medium, large.
Small, medium. Okay. 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 Yeah, I got three beagles and yeah, they're a handful. So.
Ah, yeah, that. Yeah, I have. Midas is just like he's fairly smaller than Grim. Grim's really big. Um, yeah, Money swears he's like the biggest though, which is the Pomeranian.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, do your dogs do that? Sometimes in the middle of the night they're like, "Oh man, we get the zoomies." They start running up and down the house and all. It's like, "Oh my gosh, what are y'all doing?"
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you laid down all day and now you're choosing to like be active. Yeah.
Yeah, the most times mine are they're like that is in the morning when I'm about to feed them. They start running around. They're all crazy and stuff. My dog Radar will jump up and he bites my shirt and then like grabs. I'm like, get off of me. Sometimes he bites my back. I'm like, he's so excited,
Hmm.
like I'm about to eat. I'm about to eat. Hurry up. I'm like,
Yeah.
jeez.
Dog.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh yeah, gotta love them. Gotta love them. But
Mhm.
yeah, I do want to say before I pass it on back to Remy, I want to say, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on and chat with us. I had a blast chatting with you. Uh,
Me
I
too.
wish you nothing. I wish you nothing but the best and the positive things happen to you, your family, your wrestling career. I hope you get over there to Japan and all across the United States, kicking butt, taking titles. You know what I mean? Showing that gold. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wish everything greatness for you.
Thank you.
Johnny, really and truly, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. We really and truly appreciate it. We want to have you on for a bit. We're glad we finally got the opportunity. And like Rob said, I will be making it to like Japan and win some gold and whatnot. And like I said, when you get that opportunity to go to Japan, take it with a smile, go. check out some sites, check out some food. If you're a
Yes.
dog lover, I also recommend you when you go to Tokyo, go to Shibuya Crossing, Shibuya train station. There's a statue of Hachiko. I don't know if you ever saw the movie, but Hachiko was a dog that used to wait for his master.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah. No way.
yeah, and his owner died at a during a lecture at school, and Hachiko would still to this day go and wait for his master, for his owner at that train station, even though he passed away. And he did that until his own death,
Why
several
are you
years
trying to
later.
make me cry right now? There was no need
I
for
didn't
this
mean to
story
do
I
that.
already know about.
I didn't
It's
mean
like
to
that
know that.
Futurama episode, Jurassic Park. Where that one, that made me a wreck. Just oh,
So that, yeah, that was kind of based off of that, and they erected a statue of him in that.
Oh,
But if you here's another thing, if you ever come to New York, which is where I'm at, there is a statue. You've heard of Balto, right?
what happened?
Have you ever heard of Balto?
Balto?
Yeah. So Balto was a dog, a Alaskan Malamute, which is a bigger version of the husky,
Okay,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
that brought the medicine from Nome, Alaska, from Anchorage to Nome. And it was during a time when there was a life-threatening illness that was killing children. So the planes and the trains they couldn't carry the medicine because of the snowstorm. So what they did was they took sled dogs to bring the medication from Anchorage to Nome, and Balto was one of the dogs that they recognized that brought the medicine. So in honor of that journey, they have the Iditarod every year in Alaska.
Mm.
That same route. So there's a statue erected of him here in New York, more
Hmm.
specifically Central Park. So it's right in Central Park, and a lot of people go there to take pictures and so on. So I also recommend if you're ever in New York, take a picture of that statue as well too. If you're a dog lover and whatnot. It's really cool.
Yeah, those are actually like really fun facts. I if I ever go there, I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, I actually have pictures of both statues, and I'm like, awesome. I'm probably one of the few that has this, but yeah.
No,
But
well, I'm gonna go do it. So.
yeah, funny thing was that when the statue of Hachiko, I was like, I heard about it, and I was like, you know what? I was walking home from a night of clubbing one time, and as I was walking back to the train to get to my hotel, I was like, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna try to look for that statue of Hachiko. And lo and behold, I kid you not, I look to my right, and I see the statue right over there. So I'm like, and this was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, okay,
Damn,
later on today, I'm gonna get a picture with you because it's kind of dark right now. And yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
I wish you nothing but the best with your career and whatnot. I hope to see you, go nationwide, go worldwide. I hope to see you and Lola team up as well too. And before we let you go, where can fans find you on social media when they want to, find out when your next appearance is, purchase Johnnie Robbie merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
Ooh, nice. So my Instagram is at Johnny with three E's at the end. I believe an underscore. My Twitter is Johnnie Robbie again with three E's. Um, I don't really use Facebook, but it's Johnnie Robbie. Um, Promoters can also message me on Instagram again at Johnny with three E's. I have an email which is Johnny Robbie, three E's as well at Gmail. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. And I wish you both the best and all the success.
Hey, no problem. Um, and with that, so y'all heard the woman, definitely give her a follow. She's on social media. There's promoters out there. If you're looking for a fresh new face for your promotions, definitely check out this young woman. She's doing the damn thing, doing it right over in California. So definitely give her a look. Definitely,
Please.
Give her a shout if you want to have her on her show, on your shows and whatnot. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this down. My eyelids are getting sleepy and my stomach is grumbling. That means it's time for a midnight snack or close to midnight snack and a nap. But before I do that, Rob Bass, my brother from another mother, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, the Bubba Ray to my Devon, Charlie Haas to my Shelton Benjamin. Where can bookers find you? I mean, where can fans find you when they want to find out where your next appearance is? Purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
Actually, you can find me here on Saturday at House in Delaware, CCW, 1CW. We'll be on the Delmarva Sports Network. You can it's TV taping. We're actually on at 10 a.m. for episode 2, so you can just go to that website and you can catch all the past episodes or whatever. And you might even see me, a certain somebody out there repping a couple matches or whatever. But other than that, you can see me or find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Rob_Base82 and Facebook, YouTube, Rob Base.
Awesome. So y'all heard the man. You know, 1CW is doing TV tapings now, and I'm gonna say this right now. You don't have to be in Delmarva to check them out. You could be here in New York. You could be over in California where Johnny is. You know, you can be in Texas. I've watched American wrestling promotions while I was stationed in Japan. There is no excuse. YouTube is a thing. Fight TV is a thing. Uh, was it IWTV is a thing. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
check out. So definitely go ahead and check it out. Also check out Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. That's where you'll see Johnny's debut. So support indie wrestling. That's how you make the shows in person. You watch them on TV and whatnot. But with that being said, if you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say or whatnot, but who knows, maybe you'll get lucky. You can find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook, the English Remy Blue. And our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram and Twitter at Ringside Society. We're on Facebook on the Facebook group Ringside Society. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 19. We're also on Spotify. We're still at Blog Talk Radio. And we are also on Teespring. Yes, we have a Teespring store. We actually sell our official Ringside Society merchandise. We have hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, tank tops for summer. And also we even have, cups, coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So definitely check out our Teespring store and cop some merchandise. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping our show afloat. Doesn't go back
Hmm.
in. And we're also on YouTube as well. YouTube is one of our streaming platforms. So if you go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it. That's when you know it's us. So subscribe to all our videos because you don't want to miss what we have coming up in the very near future. And also check out our other interviews like this cool one with Johnnie Robbie, our one with Loli Electra, Kid Bandit, Ishmael Vaughn, and many other people from all over the country, all over the world that are in the professional wrestling industry. With that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight live. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We know we're not the best, but we try to bring you some of the best content a wrestling fan can listen to. Those of you that are going to listen later on, thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really truly wish we'd go away, well, like myself at a Gordo Corral or a burrito store, and Rob Bass at a taco festival, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they
Yeah.
ain't us.
And
Hell
we ain't
yeah.
stopping. So with that
I
being
feel
said,
that.
with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we are very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. Well, we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Hey yo, Rob Bass. One time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for the ever so impressive made her debut on CWFH, that Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Johnnie Robbie.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we will be back tomorrow with our WWE Elimination Chamber predictions. But until then, I just want y'all to do four, and I mean four favors for me. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay
Bye.
classy, Delaware. Bye.